The unsurpassable, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma is rarely met, even in 100,000 myriad eons. Now we see it, hear it, receive it, and maintain it. May we realize the Tathagata's true meaning. The Lotus Sutra, Chapter 18, Blessings of Responding with Joy. At that time, Maitreya Bodhisattva, the Great One, said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, if there are good sons or good daughters who, hearing this Dharma Flower Sutra, respond with joy, how many blessings will they gain?" Then the Buddha said to Maitreya Bodhisattva, the Great One, "Ajita, after the extinction of the Tathagata, if any monks, nuns, laymen, laywomen, or other wise people, young or old, respond with joy to hearing this sutra, and leave this Dharma assembly to go somewhere else, whether to a monk's quarters, or to a solitary place, or to a city, settlement, town, or village, and make a great effort to preach what they have heard, according to their ability, for their fathers and mothers, relatives, or good friends and acquaintances, then all these people, having heard it, will respond with joy as well, and go on to share the teaching with others. And these others, having heard it, will also respond with joy, and they will share the teaching, and so on in turn. Ajita, if anyone says to another, 'There is a sutra named the Dharma Flower, let's go and listen to it together,' and if those who are so persuaded go and hear it, even for a moment, the blessings of those who have done the persuading will be such that when they are reborn, they will be born in the same place as bodhisattvas who have attained the powers of incantation. They will be sharp and wise." Ajita, just notice, if the blessings obtained from persuading one person to go and hear the Dharma are like this, how much greater they will be if someone wholeheartedly hears, teaches, reads and recites the Dharma, analyzes it for the people in the great assembly, and practices what it teaches. Then the world-honored one, wanting to say what he meant once again, spoke in verse. Suppose anyone in a Dharma assembly hears even one verse of this sutra, and responding with joy, teaches it for others. And in this way the teaching rolls on until it reaches the 50th person. The blessings of this last person I will now analyze for you. Suppose a great gift giver, for a full 80 years, makes offerings to countless multitudes according to their desires. Then he thinks, quote, "I should teach them to gain the fruits of the way," and by skillful means he then teaches them the real Dharma of nirvana. Quote, "Nothing in the world is stable. Like bubbles or spray or flames, you should quickly cultivate detachment from things." Close quote. When people hear this Dharma, they will become arhats, endowed with the 6 divine powers, the 3 kinds of knowledge, and 8 kinds of liberation. But the last and 50th person who hears even one verse and responds with joy will gain far greater happiness, beyond comparison, by parable or simile. If someone whose turn to hear is so distant has such immeasurable blessings, how much greater is that one in the Dharma assembly who first hears it and responds with joy. Chapter 19, The Blessings of the Dharma Teacher. Then the Buddha said to the Bodhisattva Constant Effort, the Great One, "If any good sons or good daughters receive and embrace this Dharma Flower Sutra, or read it, or recite it, or explain it, or copy it, they will obtain 800 blessings of the eyes, 1,200 blessings of the ears, 800 blessings of the nose, 1,200 blessings of the tongue, 800 blessings of the body, and 1,200 blessings of the mind. With these blessings they will adorn the 6 faculties, making all of them pure. Such good sons or good daughters, with the pure physical eyes received from their parents at birth, will see whatever exists, whether exposed or hidden, in the 3,000 great thousandfold world. The mountains, forests, rivers, and seas down to the deepest purgatory and up to the highest heaven. They will see all the living beings in it and recognize both all of the causes and conditions and all of the effects and consequences resulting from their past actions. What's more, constant effort, if any good sons or good daughters receive and embrace this sutra, read or recite it, or explain it, or copy it, they will obtain 1,200 blessings of the ears. With pure ears they will hear all the various words and sounds in the 3,000 great thousandfold world. Sounds of weeping, sounds of lamentation, sounds of laughter, sounds of conversation, sounds of the righteous and the unrighteous, sounds of suffering and of delight. They will hear and understand them with the normal pure ears they received at birth from their parents, and while they will be able to distinguish all these various sounds, their ability to hear will not be harmed. Moreover, constant effort, if any good sons or good daughters receive and embrace this sutra, read, recite, explain, or copy it, they will attain 800 great blessings of the nose. Their ability to smell will be purified, so that they will be able to smell all kinds of fragrances in the upper and lower, inner and outer parts of the 3,000 great thousandfold world. Further constant effort, if any good sons or good daughters receive and embrace this sutra, and either read, recite, explain, or copy it, they will gain 1,200 blessings of the tongue. Whether something is pleasant or unpleasant, tasty or not, bitter or astringent, whenever it is on their tongues, it will change into something delicious, like nectar from heaven, and there will be nothing that is unpleasant about it. If one's tongue is used to preach in the assembly, it will produce a deep and wonderful voice that can enter into hearts, giving people pleasure and joy. What's more, constant effort, if any good sons or good daughters receive and embrace this sutra, or if they read it, or if they recite it, or if they teach it, or if they copy it, they will obtain 800 blessings of the body. Furthermore, constant effort, if any good sons or good daughters, after the extinction of the Tathagata, receive and embrace this sutra, or read it, recite it, preach it, or copy it, they will obtain 1,200 blessings of the mind. When they hear even a single verse or phrase with their pure minds, they will deeply understand its innumerable and unlimited meanings. Having understood those meanings, they will be able to preach on that single phrase or verse for a month, 4 months, even a year. And their many teachings will be in accord with the meanings, and never contrary to the true nature of reality. If they teach about some secular text, or speak about the political world, or about matters related to livelihood, in every case they will do so in accord with the true Dharma. They will know all the workings of the minds, the movements of the minds, and the foolishness in the minds of the beings in the 6 states of the 3,000 great thousandfold world. Though not having yet attained flawless wisdom, their minds will have the kind of purity that whatever they think, plan, or speak will all be in accord with the truth of the Buddha Dharma and with what previous Buddhas have taught in the sutras. Then the world-honored one, wanting to say what he meant once again, spoke in verse. They will hear, receive, and embrace the Dharma preached for all the living, preached by the innumerable Buddhas of the universe. They will ponder the innumerable meanings, preach the Dharma innumerable times, and never forget or make a mistake, because they embrace the Dharma Flower Sutra. knowing the characteristics of all things, knowing the proper order according to their meaning, comprehending names and words, they will preach about them as they know them. Whatever they preach, it will always be the Dharma of previous Buddhas. And because they proclaim this Dharma, they will have no fear in the assembly. With tens of millions of good, skillful words, they are able to analyze and preach because they embrace the Dharma Flower Sutra.